Hi, my name's Lex. I'm an artist and working on Bettina Cat this week. From the sketch to the final illustration, I do a little bit of figuring out where I'm going to go with her and doing the sketching and designing and just going all the way through it and figuring it out. So I show you Bloomy, and who is her best friend, Opal, who is the know-it-all in the town. So I think I'll just sketch her. So I'll try to make it as small as I can so I could fit it into the page. So her face would be like coming this way, and then she has that curl. This is just sketching. Would have to refine all this after I make it. So she always has this curl that comes over like this big. I kind of want it bigger. So that's what the sketching part helps, if I just lightly do it. And then do this curl. She'll have her beret on, I think. I don't think I'll put her in a different hat. I don't know, I changed my mind. That's why sketching helps not have to put it in totally. So I always have to put her sunglasses in too. So I want to put those in kind of early into the drawing. And then she just has that little cat nose and her whiskers and her lips. So this kind of comes, and she does have a little smirk. So I'll lightly put this in. She doesn't really smile. She smirks a little bit. It's not like she's angry. She just is cool. So, okay, so she'll be facing us, but then her body, I don't know what kind of, I think maybe, I don't know what I want her to. She's facing us, but looking. Okay, let's see. I gotta think about this, what I want her to wear. I'll come up with a couple different things. So I think her face has to be like, she could be bothered, so I need to be less than, almost like deadpan. She kind of is like, I'll work on the face. So this is just basically get things put in. She's looking here. I might have to turn the face a little bit more this way and get her nose over here. So she's looking at us, but she's sort of looking at Opal. But actually, if Bloomy is here and Opal's down there, I might have to, well, this is just like I said, a sketch, so I'll work out logistics on the paper, and then I take it into the vector program in my iPad, the Adobe. Let's see. Okay. I just put that here, the little nose. Okay, yeah, see this, I can get the face looking, yeah, so that moving the nose helped move the shape of the face. I think I'm making a mess of these glasses. Okay, I'll fix them. But as I said, I'm just getting the direction. Okay, so if her nose goes right here, then it makes the face look like it's facing right. And then I'll just maybe make her have like a deadpan face like that. So it's just like a line down and like a line this way and a line that way, like what? So then she's got to be like, her hair, maybe I'll have her hair really teased big. She often gets her hair blown out. So I'll make this bigger. Same with this curl. Okay, so, and then if she's somewhat still coming out of winter, she might have a scarf on. Maybe I'll make her have a scarf and just like double it up a little bit like this. And then, let's see, to figure out what I want her to wear, because she always wears something really out there. So, you know what I'll do is maybe I'll have her wearing like a, oh, I know what I'll do is I'll make her have a little jacket that's buttoned up with one massive button right here and a little tiny collar. And the jacket comes like this. So it's a half, it's like a little jacket that doesn't even cover really anything. It's just funky. So, all right, so then this makes sense. Okay, so now she has the little tiny collar, maybe round it with the big button, and then another button for the actual jacket. Okay, so then let's give her like a really big flaring, this, and I'll make this flare out like this and pleat these. And then just make it come with her paw out like this. So this is underneath, and then I'll do is I'll structure her dress underneath it to be like more like this. And then give her a giant belt. Okay, so I'll erase all this. So it gives you that positive, negative space. Here's the giant belt with a giant buckle. And I think this will be like a stripe on this dress. So she's standing there in all her drama. And then I'll bring this out and pleat it. I'll give, like, here's the giant belt. She has a thin waist, and here's her belt coming that way. And then pleat the skirt, and then let's see, here's the other giant sleeve, and then over here her paw will come out and she's holding her cat purse, because she always has her cat purse, so she'll be holding the cat purse. Here's the cat purse. Yeah, and it's just I'll move stuff around and make it like nicer, but that's what the sketching is giving me. Okay, I get this line out of here. Is giving me the attitude, the setup. So when Opal stands over here, which even on her steps, Opal being a chicken, and Bettina's tall for, I mean, you know, obviously these are human-like animals that I'm making her tall, and she wears the platforms, but Opal is never going to be super tall. She's squatty, she's a chicken. And so even with the stairs, she will probably come up to Bettina like right here. And I'll place her right here. And then Bloomy will be kind of right there. I think that I wanted her to be really facing more, but she always needs to really kind of be front and center, so I think it'll work either way. I can move it around. And then the cat eyes on the cat purse. Just make it a little, I gotta put her whiskers in too. I try to put her tail in when it makes sense, even though like on the coloring book, I try to make the tail fit, but if it wouldn't show it, I just leave it out. And then the cat has a smirk. And the little white there. Okay, so there goes basically this high drama outfit. I might change the beret to be something funkier since she's wearing a pretty out there outfit. So, okay, so she would be foot there, probably a foot facing this way. Let's see. I want to make her have platforms on. And then I'll figure out what I want to put on the platform. Maybe she should have a big bow, like kind of almost making a judgment on Opal's shoes with a bow on it. I could have her have this big bow, and I'll do a strap right here. And then this shoe would be facing, let's see if her foot's there. Maybe like, let's see, that foot is, I think the foot has to actually, the foot has to face forward a little bit more. So the foot would be more like, the bow would be facing this way. And I could pull off the platform like this. I'll give her a rounded foot like that, and then bring this foot like this. And then I'll just mess around with her feet. This is just sort of placing it. I don't know, I need to work on this piece because I really want these shoes to be really intense. And let's see, does she have jewelry on? Well, she always wears a heart, so I'll put a heart. I'll make this button a heart. I'll make that a heart. So she gets her heart on there. Oh, and her ears, I forgot her ears. The ears come here. Okay, so she fits there. This is the beginning. I think I'm gonna elongate her more. She needs to be a little bit longer, but this is the concept of her outfit. And then I'll work on Bloomy's outfit. And actually I had Bloomy from last week. I'll probably use his outfit, and then I'll start putting them together. I'll make Opal on this sketch here, facing it. So basically that's what she's gonna have. Then I'll have Opal facing this way with Bloomy in the middle. So that, well, actually this is a good way of looking at it. Gives it a little more space, even though on the coloring page, you know, I can only fit this size. This is an 8.5 by 11. That this would be, you know, the beginning of where I'd fit them all in. So I could actually, you know, maybe I won't even put Bloomy in this. Maybe I'll just put them here having the conversation, because I really don't have the room, and I'd rather have her take over the space instead of making her smaller, because you know, I don't really color, so I'm learning now that I'm starting to color that you have to leave a lot more space for the person coloring. Well, you've seen everything, the vector drawing, the sketches, and everything in between. I'll see you next week, and thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe.